Hello, everybody. Welcome to New Earth Rising. We are so happy you guys are here. We're going to have so much fun today. Sharon and I were talking before we got on and realized today is not only the day we're going to talk about soulmates and twin flames, but we're supposed to be doing readings. So we're going to do some readings at the end too. So we're going to have lots of fun today. I am Michelle Ambergy, the Awakener, one of many. And I am here because my soul knows that we're in a time of great change, that we're a time of the great awakening. And I'm here to awaken myself. And as I do that, I become a beacon, a example of how that is done, not unlike what Jesus did, right? He came and he taught about the wisdom and the knowledge of God and the secrets, the mysteries that God is within. And that is exactly what I do. And I actually realized that even deeper this past week. So I'm super happy to be here. And of course, we are here with my co host and my shenanigator, Sharon Kumara. And I absolutely love her. So I'm so glad we're here today, Sharon. It's going to be a good one.
Yes, thank you, Michelle. I am very happy to be here as well, and I love you. Love you. We've known each other for so long, more lifetimes than this, go way back. Yeah, we knew that as soon as we met, and I'm sure that everyone watching is has people in their life like that too. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So yeah, today's exciting. We are going to be talking about soulmates and twin flames, one of my very favorite subjects. And hello, everyone there, Mystic Mimi, Rev
Oh, I
Ned,
love that.
and Lisa. Hey, Lisa. So, yeah,
Hi,
thank you for being here.
Stacy.
Hi, Stacy.
Yeah, Lisa says, I'm still working and will listen while I work. That's awesome.
Okay,
It's
good,
awesome.
good. Thank you.
Love Ned.
So, like
Very
Michelle, those anyone, if anyone here doesn't know anything about me, um, I am also here. My soul remembered to be here, to come back after two near-death experiences. Well, the first one, I'm like, no, I'm too young to leave. Just started. Send me back. I'm not finished. The second one in 2001 was like, no, I want to stay. I want to stay home. I don't want to leave. I mean, I don't want to go back. So it was quite different. So I'm glad that I did come back because I would have been very upset with myself, my guides, if I didn't, because of what we are. This huge awakening, the great awakening, and what we're doing together. All of us are doing together, bringing in the Christ light, the Christ consciousness. We are the second coming. We are the disclosure. We are the awakening. Yeah. So it's really exciting times, challenging and exciting.
right. Challenging and exciting. Hello, Shelley. Welcome, welcome. Hey, everybody. Before we get started, I just want to remind you all to make sure that you subscribe wherever you're watching this from. Because that helps YouTube know that you guys like our show. So make sure that you subscribe, whichever channel you're on. We broadcast this out. We're on Sharon's YouTube, my YouTube, New Earth Rising YouTube. We're on Facebook. We're all over the place. We are we are universal wide, girlfriend.
Right.
And Amelia, welcome, welcome. We're so excited you guys are here. This is so fun. So, Sharon, let's talk about soulmates and twin flames.
Mhm.
What is the difference in your experience and your knowing? What is the difference? Because a lot of people kind of get the two mixed up. They think they're
Mhm.
the same thing. What is the difference? How do we know the difference?
It's my understanding. I've been studying this for almost 25 years now. 25, gosh, since around 2000. So it's 23 years because of how my life had turned and what
Mhm.
things that were going on with me. i- Is that well, at source, we are whole, meaning that we are we don't exist in a duality of masculine and feminine. We're all of it. We have chosen to to drop down in frequency and experience duality of the masculine and the feminine, the positive and the negative, if you want to look at it like a battery kind of thing, and the polarity. And so the further we drop down in frequency, the more personality personalities and aspects we have that share our experience. So what I've learned is that we have many soul mates as we drop down. It's like going this way kind of thing, where we have more and more and more aspects that are part of our oversoul, or our higher self. Okay? Our oversoul. So we have more and more aspects that are in our soul groups that we have an attraction to, and it doesn't have to be a romantic relationship. It can be people, friends. It can be animals. It can be anyone that we feel that really deep soul connection with is a soulmate, is what I understand. And we even use that in our language. Oh, they're a soulmate to me. We're soulmates. And it's not necessarily with romance too.
Mhm.
It's just, you feel that connection. So, and as we move up in frequency, we become, in a romantic way, the masculine and feminine. We move into that place of looking for our other half, needing to feel that wholeness with our other half. Okay, the bringing the masculine and the feminine together, that merging. And the twin flame aspect is a personality, or a person, a part of us that, or some call it a divine complement as well. What I understand is it's a higher frequency that which we can have on Earth. I understand it's kind of rare to be at that really high frequency. You have to really be doing your work together without having a lot of challenges, because we mirror each other. We mirror the good. We mirror the not so good, the bad, whatever you want to call it, our challenges as well. So as we move up in frequency in the romantic way, and we find soulmates in the romantic relationship that we choose to be with for a reason and a season, to help us work through things, to help us heal maybe what we didn't heal before, that type of thing. And we move up, and we can have a twin flame on the other side that works with us as well. And we move up in frequency, and we find a higher frequency of divine complement, of that um, ro- and romantic doesn't even cover it. It's a um, all encompassing type of love that completes you, and our words don't do it justice. Right. So that's what I understand is twin flame in a nutshell. It's a higher frequency of what we might call a soulmate in a romantic way.
Nice.
Yeah.
I love that. I love that. And I have what I understand is very similar. And part of the reason we're talking about this, guys, is because there's different ways to express it. And that's why, like, Sharon is going to do it her way, I'm going to do it my way, and we're going to see, how it all intermingles. My understanding of soulmate, to start with, is that we all come from a central soul, right? We have souls, over souls, stuff like that, and each of our souls create the fractal. So it goes down, down, down. In my understanding, I study Keylontic. So in my understanding, we actually live in a 15 dimensional thing. So it's actually a time matrix, and so we're heading all towards 5D, right? But we got a lot further to go than that. And it's at the 15th dimensional that we start creating oversouls. So when we get down here to this place, each step down through all those 15 dimensions, each of the soul level at that creates souls, create souls, create souls. But by the time we're here in the third dimension, we've got a lot of soulmates. And like you said, Sharon, too, We have soulmates on the other side, those that aren't in incarnation, in body and physicality, at this time, and so it makes it even more. But absolutely, they can be friends, they can be families, um, and pets, like you were saying too. And like Sharon, when I met you, it was like, oh, there she is. That's cool. I
You're a
think you're
soulmate.
one of my soulmates. We're
Totally.
definitely connected. We're definitely connected through the Christ consciousness. And most likely it is our connection at that Christ avatar level that we come down, kind of like almost through that lineage, if you will, right?
Mhm. Right.
And so we have all these different soul mates, and you feel it. Here's the interesting thing, though, is sometimes your soulmate can be, oh, wow, God, I know that person. Also, a soulmate can be like, oh God, oh, why don't I like this person? I don't even know them, but I'm like, they can be someone who we have traveled in, touching into that dark side. But like you said, Sharon, we're here to heal from that. They are reflecting back to us. They are bringing up or triggering things within us that needs to be healed. And so that's why it as a psychic, and I've been doing the psychic stuff for 22 years, since like 2002 professionally. Um, and so many people are like, oh, how do I find my soulmate? And I'm like, well, it looks like you're in one of those now, that one that's not working out so good, right? Because they're here to help us heal. They're here to reflect back to us what needs to be healed, and what's beautiful and what's perfect and what's holy. Sometimes with a soulmate, we have to be like, oh, wow, I can feel that I'm healed and whole. I can feel the other has not done their work or whatever. So you might run into a soulmate where it's like, oh, wow, this feels so good. But the other maybe hasn't done their work. Maybe they haven't allowed their frequency to rise, and yet you have. And then you learn about boundaries. You learn about discernment. You learn about taking care of yourself and loving yourself too. So there's a lot of different lessons. It's not just like your own inner healing, but it's choices and decisions through life too. And the cool thing about it is being in that soulmate connection. When you stand up and you raise your frequency, you help all others to raise their frequency too. And in the big scheme of things, we help all of existence, all of life, when we do our work. But with the soulmate thing, it can be a beautiful, blissful thing, or it can be a freaking rocky road.
Yeah.
And we kind of decide, and it's so beautiful when you have that soulmate relationship, because you grow either way. You either grow and love yourself more and become stronger, or you grow and you learn to love more wholly and completely. My understanding of twin flames, and this was brought through to me from Archangel Michael many, many years ago. And I'd asked him, explain to me about this twin flame thing. And I heard him go, oh, yeah, the twin flame thing. Humans kind of crack me up because, yeah, they're calling their soulmates the twin flame, and they can't figure out why they're still struggling with the relationship and why it's not working out. And this is how he explained it to me. He said twin flames will find themselves when they both have purified, rarefied, and raised their frequency to a point where they can come together in peace and harmony. And he told me it basically is when each one separately have reached Christ consciousness, which we understand is that pure unconditional love, right? When they both have reached Christ consciousness. And does that mean we have to be 100%? No. It's actually that critical mass point, that 51%. But reach that Christ consciousness that they can come together. Archangel Michael also explained to me that when we decided to separate, to have that such soul level experience of separation, and we did that, whew, that gets just got like a rush of energy, that splitting of souls. He said it had to be done at an atomic level. He said it was like splitting atoms to be able to do that. And he said now when twin flames come back together, and especially if they are in third dimension, if they're coming back together in this physical world, in this physical matrix, in this 3D matrix, that is like a coming together of those atoms. And he said it's almost like an atomic explosion in the energy fields. And when twin flames come together, it literally shakes and rocks this entire universe. It creates a shift in consciousness so profound. Think about when Jesus was here and Jesus and Mary Magdalene walked this earth, how it awakened people just so completely and so profoundly. Did it awaken everybody? No, but it awakened a lot because of that atomic coming together and that union of the twin flames. And so that's the difference, right? Some is, the soulmate is the journey and still the learning, but the twin flame is you've reached at least that 12th dimensional Christ avatar consciousness of 51% of the time, and that atomic coming together. And that's why it's so important to understand that if you're in a relationship that is having major struggles, that's probably not a twin flame relationship. It's probably a soulmate relationship, because the coming together of the twin flame is the union. Like you were saying, Sharon, it is the union of that soul. It is that perfect fitting together, right? Where that peace and harmony and that true Christ love is in existence. And oftentimes, too, Archangel Michael had said that when they come together, all of those lower things that haven't quite yet been healed heal automatically. Just like when the woman had to touch the hem of Jesus's garment and she knew she would be healed, and just touching it, it was fulfilled. It's that kind of a coming together, and it's very rare, like you were saying, Sharon, but it has happened. And I actually know a couple that is a twin flame couple, and it's the most amazing thing, because just being around them, you're just bathed in love constantly. And they still have their human things, they still get frustrated driving their car, and they still have little arguments, but it doesn't matter, because their union and that coming together, that twin flame, is so profound that you like fall in love with everything just being in their presence. And it's so great. And they do yoga, and they do kind of yoga stuff, and it's so cool, because it's like they just spread that love everywhere they go. And it's those kind of people, it's like you don't want to leave, right? I go and do some of their classes and stuff, and I'm like, I'm always the last one to leave. It's like I don't I can I move in? Because it's that beautiful level of love that we all seek. So that's my understanding of the difference of the two. And Sharon and I are basically saying the same thing, right? Just in
Yeah, I
different
think so.
ways.
Mhm.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah, and, thank you, Michelle. Yeah, that's beautiful. Uh, the, what you were saying, I wanna touch a little bit on a couple things what you were saying about the soulmate relationship could be someone that you are a where there's a resistance there, with
Mm.
that type of thing.
Yeah.
I realized, um, during my meditation time and my quickening and awakening, um, something really profound for me, and I've shared it. I'm not sure if I've shared it here or not, but I'm going to share it again if I have, because I think it really speaks to what you brought up. I remembered as a child being abused by a family member. Okay, and so Yeshua guided me in meditation and let me know that I needed to work on healing that and forgiveness, and he was working with me through that. And so I would use these forgiveness practices that he taught me. And at one point, and I, it was since it was buried so deep in my memory, I
Mm.
my higher self is so merciful that I didn't carry those memories with me throughout my life. I knew something was there, and and because I was a partier and shoved things down, I knew that made sense, but I knew something was there. I just didn't know what it was. So anyway, so he helped me uncover it after my near death experience, that and tons of other things. But I had that awareness in meditation once where, oh my gosh, um, there's nothing to forgive. I don't need to forgive him. there is nothing to forgive because, and I saw this agreement that we had made
Mhm.
going way back in many, many lifetimes. I saw the first lifetime where I asked him to kill me, basically murder me in a lifetime so that I could, because I wasn't a good person in that lifetime. And I was doing things that, murdering other people as well. And so
Oh, that's where I saw you.
it was in the Roman days. Yeah, Roman days. Yeah, we were out there doing our thing. We come here to experience everything, right? And so, but the idea is to close that karmic loop, and that's why he made that agreement to kill me. Okay, and so he did in that life, but it was so, it was so emotional and traumatic for me that I got stuck. So that part of me, that fragmented part of me got stuck. So I brought that in. And when I, and working with Yeshua all through all this, it wasn't just one sitting, through all this helped me have this awareness that he and I had made this agreement way, in many lifetimes ago. And each lifetime that we expressed together, I asked him, okay, let's try that again, where you torture and abuse me, okay? So that I can remember it and heal it because I didn't in all those other lifetimes. So I saw lifetime after lifetime where he would keep doing this for me. He would keep his energy so, his frequency so low that he was such a, jerk to say the least. And and I was, you know, I was the one that he would torture and kill. So finally, it hit me. There's nothing to forgive. He did We had this agreement, he did exactly what I asked him. I got the better end of the stick, right? And so, he did exactly what I asked him to do in all these lifetimes, and when you see things from this higher point of view, it makes so much sense,
Yeah.
and it was huge for me, and, I was we were able to tear up that agreement. I was, on the energetic plane, and he doesn't have to keep his frequency low anymore for me, and I wanna cry with that, for me. That's a soulmate. That's the epitome of a soulmate, and I knew that afterwards, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, and that is it's interesting. When I met my now deceased but ex-husband, he's gone through the whole process. Um, when I met him, I was like, "Mm-mm, no." And, friends of ours, hooked us up, introduced us and everything. I was like, "No, no, 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 no," and he kinda kept pursuing and kinda kept pursuing, and I'd be like, "Oh, I don't have anything to do. I'll go, I'll go." And through the whole courting thing, I was just kind of a little bit just like, "Well, whatever, he's there, I'll date him." And we had a couple of, like, really intense emotional moments together, and I was like, "Wow, maybe there really is something to this guy," and we ended up getting married and, we had kids, we did the whole thing, and totally 3D life, right? And then it started getting abusive, right? He decided he wasn't crazy about doing this marriage kid thing. And so he started, mistreating me and acting out and everything. And we ended up getting divorced because the abuse had gotten so bad. And in the process of healing from that and healing from the abuse, I was introduced to Paramahansa Yogananda and metaphysics and the spirituality thing. And I'd always been spiritual, but I never realized it, right? Because he was so 3D and it was all about, camping and water skiing and, hunting and, really 3D stuff. And even, it took me about 5 years to get over that whole divorce and the whole torturous thing that we all go through on ladies. Um, and then began on my spiritual journey. And it wasn't until he actually was in a coma and he came to me when he was in the coma in my sleep, and he was like, "We gotta go. We gotta get out of here. Get the kids, get in the truck." And I'm like, "Well, wait a minute. You're remarried. Aren't we gonna take her with?" And he's like, "No." He goes, You're the one that I came here for." He goes, I'm just biding time with this one." And I was just like, "Oh, okay." So we get in the truck, and my mind is like whirling in my sleep. It was like, "Well, wait a minute," you know? And meanwhile, he's literally in a coma dying from leukemia in the 3D. And so as we're driving off, his then wife was there, and I was like, "You gotta pull over and let her in." He's like, "Fine, let her in." I was like, we got in a truck, we took off. Well, he passed away not too long after that, and I've been able to speak with him, and he said, "We are soulmates." And I said, "I know," and I came to realization that he really was there to guide me through being able to stick up for myself, stand up for myself, become strong, so that to lead me into my spiritual journey, so that I would be able to be here right now with you all and doing the work that I'm doing as the awakener. It's like I had to go through all of that because I help people with abuse, and I help people that go through all of this crazy stuff that we put each other through in the relationship department, right? And it's absolutely amazing that when we can look back and look, like you're saying, Sharon, from that higher view, and start looking at things from like, "Oh, wow, how does God see this?" To see the beauty in it. And like you said, at that point, it's like there was nothing to forgive. I had to more forgive myself for
Mhm.
being so angry for so long, really, than anything else. And once I was able to forgive myself and let that go, my world opened up even more. But it's really interesting how those kind of relationships will pan out, and oftentimes, the effects are an entire lifetime. The soulmate isn't just a moment in time, it tends to affect that entire lifetime. And a lot of times we have multiple soulmate things too,
Mhm.
you know, where we get bam, 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 bam.
Right. Yeah, I it's, thank you for sharing that, Michelle. Yeah, I love that. It's my understanding that twin flames and soulmates are actually not different, they're just different frequencies.
Yeah, different.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're
definitely
not
different frequencies.
right, not really separate, they're different frequencies, that's what I understand.
Well,
So
and soulmates help us get and heal
right,
and get to that point
get to
where
that
we're
point,
yeah,
exactly. Yeah.
where we're lined up with that love, and it has to be loving ourselves to that point too,
Mhm.
right? I mean,
Yeah,
I can tell you with that relationship, with my ex-husband, it taught me to love myself and to put myself first and to truly, truly love myself and to appreciate myself for how freaking strong I am,
yeah,
you know? And it's like, wow, hmm, I never even thought about that when I was 21 years old. You know?
right. So we have a lot of people, I'm sure you do too, Michelle, and even here on when we have our readings, is how do I manifest? How do I bring in my twin flame, or my soulmate, or whatever, right?
Mm,
And uh, so what I've learned and what I understand is that the best way to do that is to work on work go within and work on ourselves and heal whatever is resisting a healthy relationship, because it's
mhm,
resistance in our heart center vibrates at a
yeah,
frequency that attracts someone to us. And I learned to work with my twin flame on the other side, uh, that higher part of me in in this life in masculine form, because I'm in feminine form. I'm a what's it, straight woman in feminine form. So I learned to however I don't know how that works in this realm, but so I learned to work with the masculine form, the twin flame of me in this realm. Okay, and that helped me heal what was keeping me from having a healthy relationship. Yeah, and I think that I believe that a lot of us, we're, especially in this realm, we just want to be in love. We want to be in love. We want to love. We want to be loved. And so we kind of maybe move too quickly into a relationship because
mhm,
it's feels good, and we forget that we need to heal what we had just dealt with or what we have coming from other lifetimes into this lifetime as well, so that we can vibrate to a higher frequency of relationship, a higher love, as Stevie Winwood says.
Yep. Bring me a higher
Higher
love.
love.
Oh. And my understanding of how to bring in, especially twin flame, is your twin flame is not separate from you
Mhm.
in the ultimate reality. And the way that you bring that twin flame union is to become whole within, and learning to understand that you are perfect and whole and of divine source and divine presence right here right now. And that's part of what the Kalantic science that I study is. It gives us a lot of these really profound, super high frequency and intense healing processes to be able to get to that point, because ultimately, we are all one. And so your twin flame isn't something outside of you. It is something within you. It is creating wholeness within you. And so, Sharon, you experience it in that way, but you're
Mhm.
still doing the same thing, right?
Mhm.
It's like you're doing it in the ether and you're experiencing it in that way, but it's the same thing.
Mhm.
It's the same thing. It's the way I teach it is it's a complete inner journey.
Mhm.
And it's almost like not having to find them, is it's to become whole, and then that experience can come to you in the physical too. It's like you have to be that wholeness completely and totally within in order for you to have that kind of a relationship with the other. So it's two wholes coming together that creates the whole. The math doesn't work on it, but we're not talking math here. 1 plus 1 does equal 1, people. But it's that wholeness. It's like in
Right.
order to attract that, you have to be whole yourself, especially the twin flame. And with the soulmate,
It's an
that soulmate's going to come
integration.
in on the frequency you're hiding. Yeah. Yeah. Integration. Yeah. Oh, you are getting, hey, Chelsea, Shaylee. Uh-oh, Sharon, you're glitching. I think she's ascending. Her twin flame has come together.
Uh-oh.
Oh, no. Whoop, there
Am I
we are.
back?
You
Okay.
are.
I'm back? Alright.
Yep. So everybody, that's what happens when you ascend, just
That's
so you know.
I know. My twin flame came and got me, wished me off for a minute. Of course, there it's like years and years, so, but I was only gone a couple seconds here, but there I was gone a lot
Yep,
longer. We had a
yep.
whole lifetime together.
That's how it works in this 3D time construct. That's one of the thing, the time matrix we live in, as we get out of this 3D, actual time doesn't really matter anymore.
Right,
So,
right, yeah.
good job,
And
Sharon.
oh,
Good
thank you,
good
and
good demonstration for our followers.
it's my pleasure, literally. It was my pleasure. Okay. But you can meet your twin
Oh my
flame,
gosh.
your higher soulmate, whatever you wanna call it, there's another was it twin soul? There's another term, twin twin something, uh, divine complement in the higher realms, in
Divine compliment.
dreams, in out of body experiences. What I've learned is
Right.
in your dream time, anyone anytime you have someone of the opposite sex that you feel attracted to in your dream, that is your twin flame, your higher soulmate, someone that is connecting to you in the higher planes, and but you just see them in a role that you're comfortable with, because it's really hard to see them in an embodiment that they might have in the higher planes. Um, because it's emotional. It really is. It's very emotional when you recognize that your soul, that that part of you, that mate in the higher realms. So if you have a dream or any kind of an experience where you are with someone who's you feel attracted to and you have that interaction with, work with that. That is your divine complement, twin flame, coming to you in your dreams, in your dream time, in your journeys. You're with them.
Yeah. Let me ask you something. You know, there are a lot of shadow beings too and faker spirits and all that stuff. How do you know if you're dealing with someone like what you're describing, or if it's just a faker spirit that is coming in and to kind of play with you, even though it's not necessarily going to bring harm, because we know that fallen angels and fallen beings can come in looking like the gloriousness of heaven. So how do you know the difference?
I always go with how I feel. I believe that anyone who's a faker or anything like that, or anything that's a faker, it can't hold that energy for very long. And my higher self is always there to guide me. My guides protect me in my journeys. I'm aware of my journeys all the time. So if you are feeling, and I don't ever enter the dream realm with any kind of a fear or any kind of a notion that I'm going to be tricked or anything like that. I believe that actually attracts that kind of thing. So I know that I'm protected. I know that who I come in contact with is someone that is there for my highest good and is there to help me, and who I know that my soul knows. If I
Mhm.
don't know them, and most of what we come in contact with in the dream realm is our projections anyway, right?
Right,
So we're
right,
projecting what we're
absolutely.
afraid of, our fears, those types of things is very common.
So so anybody can just go anywhere and in the dream world, which are astral realms, and as long as they don't think they're gonna be tricked, they won't be tricked? Is that how that works? Or should they be praying, or like like I'm just
Well, the
I'm
astral realms are within us. We're going within. We're not going out anywhere,
right, but there's
right?
still astral realm influence that is dark and is harmful. And that, yeah, it is our own reflections. So how do we know
We
that?
don't. We just work through it. We work through it.
Okay,
We
okay,
have to work
gotcha,
through it. We have
gotcha.
to work through it, or we won't. We have to walk through those fears. And I walked
Okay,
through any fears in the beginning of my travels and my journeys. Um, it it took me a little while to understand it, but anything that we are afraid of, we can manifest in the higher realms because thoughts
right.
manifest a lot quicker. Yeah.
So
So,
doing a prayer, meditation, anything doesn't really matter. You
well,
just
I think it does.
if you come upon someone that says, "Hello, I'm Archangel Michael. Look at my shiny stuff. Come with me," and you just trust that that's Archangel Michael? Like,
I
and this is for our viewers, that's not challenging you, I know you know what you're doing,
no, I
but I just
understand you.
want people to, yeah, to understand.
Yeah, no, it's a good question, and that comes up a lot in my courses for sure.
Yeah,
I don't believe that. Well, first of all, that's not how the astral plane works in my experience of
okay,
20 years. Um, Archangel Michael has come to me as a human, and he says, "Call me Mike." He doesn't come to me with these big wings and this glorious, all that kind of thing, right? They come to us how we feel comfortable, and
right,
I recognize him. He's come to me many times. He said, "Call me Mike," and he comes just like a regular human. But I know my soul recognizes him after he told me that. So, and I know it. And he comes to me as a protector and a teacher, right? So you just know you. Um, and what was your question? I'm sorry.
well, it's for our viewers to understand, like Shaylee's saying here, one cannot cause harm or have power unless you allow it, but there are manipulators, it's like in this in the human lifetime, there's a lot of liars and manipulators, so if they're here in this plane, they're in other planes as well. How do you how do people who are doing this kind of work know the difference? How do they make sure that they're not getting, because I've seen people influenced by demons. Matter of fact, I that's one of my superpowers is I release that energy from people, and homes and everywhere else, the little, and realizing that they are reflections of our own inner beingness, which is a little bit scary sometimes. But just for our followers,
Well,
how
I
do
agree
they
with
know?
Shaylee. I agree with Shaylee. I
Okay, so
believe
if I
that.
just say
No,
you
wait, let me
can't
finish.
hurt
Wait,
me.
hold on 1 second. So, from my experience, okay, we come across anything in the astral realms, the inner realms, which are inner realms, or we're always there anyway. We are there anyway. We're just becoming
Right,
conscious of ourself
right,
there, right? So we're bringing our conscious self, usually not in our dreams, not always. Rarely are we conscious, but we bring that into those realms where what frequency we're vibrating at. The more we work on ourselves here, the less we will attract, and the less fears we will have that will project around us. I believe it's most of it is projection, if not all of it is projection. Now,
okay,
I do believe that demons exist, but I believe that they exist within us. And so if any kind of a, I don't know, any kind of a dark energy or anything like that is persisting with you, or you feel like you're being attacked, that's something that you would have to work on
right,
moving through and facing it, and just
right,
remembering you can't hurt me. That's how I got through it, is you can't hurt me.
right. But
There's
what
nothing here
about
that
the
can hurt
ones
me.
that are liars and fakers that connect up with people? Is that their own inner work too?
Sure. Sure,
Okay.
because if you're being manipulated, there's something within you that's allowing that to happen. That you are
Aha.
not vibrating at a frequency that can see through that, that understands and knows that you're being manipulated. Okay?
So
So,
should
yeah.
people who are not haven't done the work and are at that level of knowing not be doing astral travel and out of body and stuff?
No,
If they don't have that level of knowing, like Shaylee is saying, unless you allow it, but if you don't understand how it works, how do you know whether you're allowing it or not?
okay, so this is what I teach in my course, which I'm having in April, by the way. Just a little plug there. Again,
This is
so
this is a workup to her classes, by the way. This is why I'm doing this,
we
people.
didn't. Yeah. Well, thank
I'm
you,
not
Michelle.
I don't mean to be argumentative. I'm like going, let's get this up here
No, I
so that
love
we can
these
talk about it.
conversations. I love
And
these
it's
conversations.
4:44 right now, Sharon.
Of course it is. Yeah.
Bring it.
I do. I love these conversations because I do believe that the more you know, when you take your conscious awareness into the astral planes, the better off you'll be able to navigate. Okay.
Right.
I mean, we are there anyway. We are doing lots and lots and lots
Yeah,
in the astral plane.
absolutely.
So it's not like we're going there for the first time. And this
Right.
is what Seth said in his book. I'll never forget that. He says, "Don't you haven't you noticed that when you dream or anything like that, that you're in the middle of something? You never just walk through a door and say, 'Oh, okay, I'll start my day.' You're
Yeah.
already in the middle of something. So we're already there. We're accessing those parts of us, the multidimensional part of us that is already there, doing, acting, vibrating, whatever we do there, okay? Because we exist in many, many levels. So the more awareness we take when we go there, the more conscious awareness we take with us, the easier it is for us to navigate through all the planes, everything. That's why I advocate for studying. If you're going to start practicing conscious astral travel or anything like that, or working through your dreams, study about it, because
Thank
um,
you.
it
Yeah.
helps to understand. Just like going anywhere. If you want to, if you want to go to a foreign country, you should learn the language. That kind of thing.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
And that's what I was going for because I know I have a lot of people that come to me. They're like, "Well, I've been astral traveling and and now my life is falling apart." And we look into the fields and they've got all kinds of weird stuff all connected on them. And so it's like it's not like you just jump out and just do it like when you're stoned and drunk and like, "Oh, let's astral travel now," because you're going to track the frequency that you're. Not that I have anything against being stoned or drunk, by the way, but it is a lower frequency.
But you're traveling
Just so you
anyway.
y'all know.
You're astral traveling anyway. right?
Right.
You're astral traveling anyway.
So
So what you're
being
doing is
stoned and drunk is okay to do astral traveling? Is
if you're
that
stoned and drunk, you're already astral traveling. You're just not doing it. You're just not conscious of it. Your consciousness is here. Your
okay?
awareness
And
is
it's
here.
safe to do that because even if you
I'm not
do
I'm not saying that. What I'm
oh,
saying
okay,
is
got it.
you are already taking that drunken stone self into your it's already affecting you
Yeah,
on many levels. That's what
right,
I'm
that's why
saying.
people lose the boundaries.
So it's affecting you on many levels already.
Mhm. Right,
Okay. Yeah. And whether it be good or bad doesn't matter here, it's just you'll have to deal with that sooner or later. But
right.
what I'm talking about is conscious astral travel,
Okay,
conscious
gotcha.
awareness. And if a lot of people travel on plant medicine. I mean, that's the biggest thing that happens with people is to have
Yeah,
what we call an out of body experience, and we
right,
go into the subtle planes, the inner planes. So we're
right.
not going out, we're going in, and we're accessing what we already are and already
There we
know.
go.
Yeah.
That's the secret to remember too, is we
Yes.
are going in, we're not going out, even though it's spoken as if it's something going outside. We're going to the astral planes
And that's the
because
rub.
it's an inner journey. Yeah,
That's how they control us,
yeah,
by thinking we're going out somewhere. And
yeah,
that's why, all the institutions are saying it's not good, that, there's it's bad for you and things like that. How can going within yourself be bad for you?
yeah,
It's not bad for you. I would say if you're suffering from mental illness or anything like that, you might want to work on that here first. Okay?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. And that's with plant medicine too, because I use plant medicine um on occasion, not often. But yeah, it's definitely an amazing experience. But being mentally ill, you need to either have a guide or have done a lot of your work because you will face your demons.
Yeah. Yeah.
And not being mentally ill, you'll face
There's
your demons.
Well, that's the mental illness, is our demons,
Mhm.
right?
Yep. Yeah.
That's what it is. That's
Yep.
what, I mean, even, Yeshua called it in A Course in Miracles, the ego is insane. That's insanity.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's why we need to get that ego up with the ascension journey and get that ego ascending with us. Get it out of its insane state.
Mhm.
Justin is saying, good vibes. Thanks, Doc. Dimension hopping. My silver is infinite. Awesome.
Okay, yes.
Awesome. Good conversation, Sharon, because I always want to be really clarify this with people as what this astral traveling and this lucid dreaming and all this stuff is, because there's a lot of misinformation and a lot
Right.
of confusion about it. And you do this, you teach this, and that's why I'm always like, "Eh, eh, 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 eh," because people really need to have that clarified as to what they're doing and to be safe about it and to understand what's happening when they're doing this kind of stuff, because I know a lot of people, that they get in there and they scare the crap out of themselves.
Well, it's because they don't understand what they're doing,
Yeah,
and it's really important to understand what you are
yeah,
doing, and it's scary. It's scary if you don't understand it, and that's why I
yeah,
read every book I could get my hands on after I realized, "Oh my gosh, I can go out of body and find my dad." That was my main goal at the time,
right.
and I got hooked because I knew what I was doing, and I wasn't afraid. Like I
Mhm.
said before, I'm more afraid of this realm than the inner realms.
Right.
Not that I'm afraid of it, but, Shaylee, what do you mean that that damn suicide one has been pestering you way too much lately? What are you talking Oh, dream? Oh, wait, she asked a question earlier, I think. Did you ask a question earlier?
I don't think she asked a question, I think. Oh, what about death in dreams?
Oh,
Well, it depends on the situation, but they used to say that if you died in your dreams, it meant you were gonna die, or if you die in your
yeah,
dreams, you're gonna die in your sleep. That's
nah. No, that's not my take on it. I mean, that's rare,
mhm,
rare, very, very rare for my
mhm.
take on it and studying dreams, and, I believe that death in dreams is change. It's a death of something and
Yeah.
a beginning of something
Part of
else, just
you.
like death here. Yeah,
Yeah.
something is
Yeah.
it
It's
means
usually
change.
good.
Mhm. Yeah.
It's usually a good
And
thing.
yeah, and my dream teachers, Yeshua included, and I hear a feedback for some reason, Michelle, um, that
I didn't do anything. I didn't do it.
she started
Boo,
that
boo, boo, boo.
nightmares nightmares are actually healing dreams. So they're
Mhm.
a good thing.
Hi, Karen.
Yeah. Chaley, I got
Yeah,
shot and killed in
absolutely.
a dream.
Wow.
Yeah, that's I mean that our normal dreams are normally normal dreams are normally symbolic. So, and something like that, you'd have to look at what was going on in your life at that time. It can
Yeah.
mean lots of things, feeling like you got shot with something, some kind of situation in your life, and something changed that was sudden for you, some kind of a sudden
Mm.
type of how you feel like you get hit in the solar plexus sometimes, or I can always feel when someone's set when I used to work in corporate world, I could feel when someone was stabbing me in the back, in my back, before I'd go to
Mhm.
work, and then I realized, oh, well, that's what that was about. Yeah. So you feel those things too. They're not always literal. um,
And a lot of times that really is a letting go of a part of yourself that it was time to let go of, you know? So it'd be
right.
interesting, Shaylee, if you would go back and look at that time and what was going on in your life before and after this dream and journal about it and write about what was going on. I think you would get a lot of clarity from that. And even standing over your dead body, it's like you're like, okay, I'm still alive is one of the things that says, right? That death is not death, right?
Yeah.
Death
Yeah.
is
And
not death.
no, it's not death. It's a transition. It could be a memory. Who knows? You could be part of the
And
secret
yeah,
space program and you had a clone. Who knows? That's what I'm realizing. So, yeah, I got so many memories that are coming up as I started working on this, and
mhm.
wow,
We've
it's
been a
getting
lot of different places, yeah. Yeah,
yeah.
that's one of the things I know I had it confirmed with me that 20 and back thing that Corey Good was what happened to me when I was 4. And it was like,
Mhm.
"Oh, man, that explains so much." And I know that you've said when we talked about it, Sharon, that you felt that maybe that had happened to you too. It's why we're
Oh
wise, it's why
gosh.
we know things.
Yeah, I never even thought about it, and I didn't listen to Corey Good when he first came out. I didn't even know who he was at the time. But
Yeah,
it
I
was
didn't for a long time, and then I listened to one thing with him, and it my whole body was, like, shaking, and I was like, "Oh, what's happening now?"
yeah, yeah. It was
Yeah.
Tony Rodriguez's book that and him talking then that really woke me up to these memories might be different than what I think they are. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and they mess with that too, but that's okay. That's part of the great revealing and the awakening, right? We begin to remember our journey, not what we've been told.
Yes.
Shaylee, I've been dead twice. The first time I fully crossed over, wow.
So what is
Wow.
Justin says I was immolated with a tire in a dream, woke up rather
Immolated
quick.
with a
I'm
tire.
immolated? I don't understand what that is.
I believe if I'm not mistaken, it was like kind of crushed or squished.
Okay. Yes, I learned a new word then.
It's a very I'm actually gonna look it up.
So
Immolate.
going back to twin flames and soulmates and dreams, we can actually
Ooh, to
we
kill
can
or offer as a sacrifice.
oh,
Ooh, is that what you meant? And it is saying too that it's often, especially by fire. So immolation is a word that is used to kill or destroy, often by fire to offer and sacrifice, especially.
okay.
So maybe offer and sacrifice with a tire. Wow. Wow. Yep, you never know. You never know. And in that knowing now, Justin, you can move through the pain and the, what you hold inside around that and let it go. What an amazing initiatory type experience for you to be able to look at all aspects of that and heal that within you, especially if it was an immolation, a sacrifice. It's time for you to not be a sacrifice anymore is what I'm getting really strong with that. Is it's like it's time for you to you to choose to step off the sacrificial wheel, if you will. And that's the part of what that tire is about.
Yeah, and everyone's dream symbology is different, but yeah, it can mean so many things, and it's important to look at what's going on in your life at that time as well, like you
Um,
said, Michelle. And uh, that's where it would make more sense. It would make sense as you look at it and what it was relating to. Yeah,
yeah,
the gas,
interesting.
feel
And
tired.
yeah, dreams are crazy too. I do a dream process where everything in our dream, it's like what we're talking about too. Everything in your dream is you. So everything that stands out in your dream is you. Maybe it's the car, maybe it's the house, maybe it's the smoke coming out of the window, it's the lady you run into, it's the animal that you are, it's the food that you eat, it's everything. And you write down everything in your dream that stands out. And then you go through the process of how is that you? What part of you is that? And it's amazing and it takes a little while, like one dream could take about an hour to filter it down, but when you do, you come to such amazing awarenesses of you and what you're doing and how your psychology is working at the moment. It's fascinating. It's such a trip to go really deep into that.
Yeah, it is.
Ooh.
It's awesome. When you start understanding how to interpret your dreams and you realize that say you have a dream about a friend and so what I would do first is look at what qualities of that friend was represented that person represented in my dream, what qualities or non-qualities or whatever, and you always have to look at what's going on in your life because our dreams are very timely. Um, so so yeah, what that person represents to you.
Or who that friend, ooh, who that friend is as you, right? It's like the way I do it is like that friend is you. So
Hmm.
how is this friend you? Like what are like you're saying, what are
Right,
the
same thing.
qualities,
Same thing.
non-qualities, right? It's
Right.
just a little bit of tweak of how to look at
What
it. It's
is what is that friend to you? Yeah, because we're all aspects of each other. So yeah,
so cool.
and then yeah, and work through that. Uh, um, so Amelia says that I never remember my dreams, but I've been setting intentions to remember. Good, good for you. I started to remember fragments, but not much. Good. Just keep at it. You'll remember more and more as you go.
And
Yeah.
write them down. What I do is, especially with the coaching that I do with people, especially spiritual coaching, it's
Hmm.
like write it down. It seems like there's something about the act of writing down your dreams that kind of brings out more of the brain's ability to remember. And I don't know if there's any scientific study. This is just my own experience with clients and stuff. To actually start writing them down, hand to paper if you can. There's something about the mechanism of that, and see if that helps you too.
Oh yeah, there is scientific studies all over the place on
Oh, is there?
if you write your dreams down, you will have much more memory.
Hmm.
It because we're creating a habit, creating
I knew
habits.
that.
Yeah, I know you did. Yeah. So so as we're creating habits, then we bring more memory, and it's all about memory,
Yeah,
and memory is habit. Yeah.
yeah. Awesome.
So you
Shall we
say you
do
feel
some
too
reading?
lazy. Oh yeah. So Amelia says she feels so lazy to write. Well, then you got to figure out what's more important: remembering your dreams and getting your messages,
Yeah.
and spend a few minutes writing in your journal. I get it, believe me. What I do is take it into the bedroom in the bathroom with me. Yeah. Wait, there was
That
something
is.
else here, another question. Is the ego a minor demon? Yeah, it depends on how you look at it, I guess.
But it's also a part of yourself. You know, a lot
And
of people talk about
our
killing the.
demons are.
Yeah, it's like getting rid of the ego, killing the ego. Please don't. You know what? We're going for wholeness. We're not going for killing a part of ourselves.
No, we need the ego for lots of things, but in a different way. We just need to give the ego a job.
Yeah, yes. It hasn't had a job for a really long time.
Oh,
Let's
good.
do some readings. Ooh, ooh.
I thought we were.
Oh,
I guess that's kind of readings,
I
teaching.
believe you are correct, Sharon. I
Okay.
think we were. Oh my
Let's do a
God,
read
you're
on that. Were we
hilarious.
already doing readings? Let's
It's
see what
like it's
Spirit
like
says.
what? What? Very cool. And we do have the ego to protect us, Shaylee.
Yeah.
Totally true. That's what I talk to my clients and students about is, you know, giving the ego a job, loving that ego back to its right place. Oh, Amelia's saying, "Yay, readings! My first time here, so exciting."
All
Cool.
right.
If you
Does
guys
anyone have a
have
question?
questions, we've got 16 people here with us, Sharon.
Nice. Thank you, everyone, for being here.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And just in case you guys want to know how to get a hold of us,
I can't read Shelley's message.
whoop,
Um,
did I
I can't
mess it
either.
up?
Does she have a message?
I don't see her. Is she way back at the beginning?
She might be on a different channel than you are, Amelia. I didn't know Shelley
Yeah,
had a message.
because it's supposed to all show up here. We use Restream.
Hit like and subscribe. Oh, thank you, Justin.
Bloop. Are
Are there
there
people
other
on
people
Zoom?
on Zoom?
We're not on Zoom.
We're on Restream. We use Restream because what happens is Sharon and I can then stream it to each of our, we both have, we're all over YouTube right now. It's the takeover.
Yeah.
Sharon has her channel, I have my channel, and we have New Earth Rising. So we've got 3 YouTubes going on right
And
now,
I have 2 Facebook channels on here too.
and
So
I've got
that's
one.
why
So
yeah, yeah. So that's why we have more than what you're seeing on whatever
yeah,
channel you're on, because
yeah,
we're able to see the messages from the collective.
yeah. That is what you do when you're a Christed being.
Oh god.
Oh my God. So we have Shaylee popped in with a quick question. And why don't we go back and forth? Since we got a lot of people, maybe you take one and I take one. How's that sound, Sharon?
Sure, sure.
Sharona. I love that song. You know, my father was in the music industry, and when I used to we used to live in Locking Out of Flint Ridge, and we had a frisbee golf thing. For those of you who do math, do not do the math, so you don't know how old I am. But I met these 2 kids playing frisbee golf, and they were saying, "Oh, we got a band, man." And so they gave me a ride home, and they came in when the kids had to use the restroom or whatever. My dad was there, and they started talking to my dad, and they actually ended up having a meeting, blah blah blah, and Capitol Records signed the neck. So it was kind of cool. That's my
Nice.
one claim to fame, and
The
my
knack, yeah.
writing the shirt tails.
Yeah,
Is that what
Sharona,
it is?
my
The
Sharona.
coattails. Yeah. So my mom's
That's
name was
awesome.
Sharona, so we used to always tell her they wrote that song about her. I don't think they did, but so it
I
has.
never
So when I
heard
sing
that
it to you, Sharon, it has a very special meaning to me.
one. Oh, nice.
It's my little
Okay.
claim to fame. All right,
Right.
so let's do Shaylee. I think Shaylee's coming in
She
with
had a
the first
question.
question, and she says,
Yeah.
"Where may things go with Daniel and I?" You want to take that one?
Okay. Shaylee, where may things go with Daniel and I? Wherever you may. The first thing I got is wherever you want. Okay. So, um, I'm feeling, let's see here. I'm feeling a bit of a break, to be honest with you. Let me see the cards. Yeah, I'm feeling a bit of a break. It doesn't mean that you won't see each other again, but I'm feeling a bit of a break. And so hopefully that makes sense because I don't feel there's a connection there, or not that it's not a connection, but I feel some distance. Distance. Okay. Um, that's what I'm feeling. So a bit of a break right now, and which will give room. And of course, it's all up to you. Whatever you want to happen, you create your life. You create your future, right? But that's what I'm seeing right now. Okay. Hopefully that makes sense. And I'll pull a card here to see if from the mermaids and the dolphins.
Yay! Are you
Yes.
using the Oceanic Tarot?
I am not. I'm using
Ooh. Oh,
Doreen's cards.
yay. I love
My
those
one of my first
cards.
cards I bought long, long time ago, and I love them. Yeah, I use them so much that the backing is coming off.
Mine are that way
It's peeling.
too.
Okay. All right. So let's see what the mermaids and dolphins have to say, Shaylee, about you and Daniel, and where it's going, where it may be going. Okay. Oh, this one came up. Hmm. Self employment. You're a born entrepreneur and your business is surrounded by magical opportunities. So, if something in your life or his life that has to do with work or something like that, that might be getting a little bit in the way, or you looking, following your dreams, that could be what that's talking about. So what this says is you have the drive, discipline, desire to be your own boss. This card allow also shows that you have the magical ingredients for a successful business. Heaven wants you to know that you're fully supported spiritually. As long as you stay enthusiastic, new opportunities will come to you. Your positive energy attracts customers, clients, and contracts. It says that if you're in the process of opening a new business, now is the time to do your spiritual work, to conduct research about your business, and to work on yourself. These multiple layers of action will propel you to miraculous opportunities. So, what I'm getting from your peeps here is that there's perhaps some things that are keeping you from maybe uh, working on manifesting your dream or what you want to do in the employment area, that kind of thing, or in a as a practitioner. It doesn't necessarily have to be employment, but as a practitioner, stepping out of yourself into that place of using, remembering your gifts and abilities, and yeah. And this card just popped out, worthiness. So that goes with the other one, worthiness. Okay. Um, if that makes any sense, know that you deserve to receive good in all ways. And that opens the door for healthy relationships when you have that healthy relationship within yourself and trusting trusting everything that you can be and everything that you can do. Yeah.
Yeah, very
Hopefully that
good.
makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, and I was totally getting that too, just off the cuff. It's like, Shaylee, you put you first, sister. What you want comes first. Don't put yourself aside.
Hmm.
All right. Be ready for Stacy? Because I've already got a card pulled for her.
Nice.
Stacy, she's asking, is it for my highest good to leave the job I have now? The card that I pulled for you is third eye activation, inner vision, clear seeing. And what I got really strong, Stacy, is you already know. And so what I'm getting really strong too is set the stage for you to be able to move on, but make sure you have stepping stones set in place before you make the jump. In other words, find the next job, find the next thing that you're doing before you do that. But is it for the highest good? It's coming down the pike either way. It's if you don't jump, you'll get pushed.
Yeah, that happens.
So prepare, and not be. And I don't really feel like it'll even be pushed by them necessarily. It's just that whatever is happening there, it's coming to a close. So find yourself a new job, get yourself ready, and then it'll be time. And it's like you already know. And really, you're here asking that because you already know, honey. So just get your next wonderful job lined up, and off you are into your next adventure. So I hope that helps you.
Nice. Okay, so who's next? Looks like
I got,
Karen.
yeah, I've got Karen on here.
Okay. Karen, could I have a reading, please? Of course. So I will pull a card for you if you don't have a question. And I'm going to use the Mystical Journey Oracle right here.
Mystical journey.
Yeah. These are beautiful cards. This is my newest deck.
Ooh.
So I've only been playing with them for a little while now. Okay. So Karen, let's see here. Karen Lisby. Let's bring some guidance for Karen. Oh, first thing I heard in my mind was just do it. If you have any questions about something, just do it. That's what I'm hearing from guidance. I hope that makes sense. Okay. All right. Mm, connection.
Mm.
It's pretty. And it was the masculine and the feminine there. Number 31. All right, let's see here. The appearance of the connection card highlights the importance of close relationships. Much like a garden, relationships need to be nourished with time, love, and attention. You can easily become absorbed in your busy schedule and the demands of others and neglect your most important connections, which can lead to a drifting apart of two people who treasure their time together, but can never seem to find any time. Commit to spending more time with those who matter the most to you. This card depicts two lovers. The bridge between their two hearts connects their inner children and reminds them not to take life too seriously. Life is not always about work, money, and responsibilities. Don't forget to appreciate the simple things that life has to offer. Allow yourself to play and have fun with your loved ones to create special new memories. And the action is take some time to reconnect with your partner or a cherished friend. It can be something as simple as a dinner or a walk together or a phone call or handwritten letter. Um, think about scheduling time with someone. Don't let distractions get in the way. Yeah, and what I'm getting is definitely take some time to nurture those connections, and not just with people in the physical world, but also connection to yourself and connection to your higher self, your guidance. That connection is what I'm getting is will will help you with feeling connected. You're not alone. Feeling connected. I hope that makes
Mm.
sense. Yeah. You're definitely not alone. Just do it.
I love that when that message is like, "Bam, just do it."
Just do it. That's what I heard. Just do it.
Amelia, really, really quick, she's asking, "How does it work?" You can ask a question, or you can just say you want a reading. We kinda go either way, and we'll do as many as we can. We're already coming on 5 or 5, an hour and 15 minutes now. That's so good. This is a great show. Next person, Shelly. Shelly would love a reading. I would love to give you one. I'm using the Kyle Gray cards, Gateway of Light Activation.
Nice.
His cards are so good. This kid is so magical. And I realize he's like 30, but he's still a kid when you're old like me. Anyone
Same
half
here.
my age, you're a kid. So, Shelly, this is for you, honey. I actually was told to shuffle again. Woo. Ooh, I'm getting major chills. Shelly, it is time for you to cut some cords, honey. I'm getting this card right here. It's the Sword of Light, Divine Protection, Cords Cut, Breakthrough Energy. Shelly, it's time for you to kind of move on from a few things that are holding you back. I feel like you probably know what it is, and it doesn't mean it's a person. It doesn't mean it's a breakup is an imminent. It's there's some habits I'm getting. There's some like ways of thinking, ways of looking at things that it's time to kind of shift perception just a little bit. It's not a complete mental and psychological um makeover, but it's just shifting it a little bit. But there are some cords that need to be cut. And I do want to say, calling in Archangel Michael to cut the cords. Past relationships is coming up. People that are still connected energetically that you may not haven't seen in a while, but it's that energy is draining on you ever so slightly. But over the years, it's been draining. Cut cords, clear up your energy fields, get your energy field ship shape right now. Also, because you're getting ready to do some shifting in consciousness that you really want to have your energy fields and your chakras clear and balanced. It's almost like I'm getting the word upgrade for you, like you're getting ready for an upgrade. And the second card I got for you is abundance downloads, regeneration, and success. And so you got some good stuff coming in. And what you're being asked, honey, is to clear up your energy fields, get ready. It's almost like you're having guests coming over, and you sweep the floors and you spruce up the kitchen and you cut back the bushes on the front walkway and all the things that need to be done to get ready because you got some new stuff coming in. So I hope this helps you. I hope this gives you an idea. But there's definitely a couple of chords of past relationships in particular that just needs to be cut. It doesn't mean you need to call them up and say, I'm cutting the cords. Just do it. I've had people who have done that who said, well, I called them and I said, I'm cutting the cord. I go, you haven't talked to them in 15 years. They probably think you're crazy. Just do the energy work.
Oh, so no, I thought you were talking about you call someone up and say, "I'm cutting my cord from you. I'm cutting the cords. Clip, clip. Don't call me again." Okay.
I've had 2 clients recently who I said, time to cut those cords, who thought they needed to call them and tell them I'm cutting your cords. They're so cute.
Oh, wow. Okay. Oh, that's funny. That's funny. Okay. All right, who's next?
Who's next on this here?
Amelia? I know my twin flame is not on Earth right now. How do I connect with my twin flame like how Sharon connects with hers in dreams? Haha. Well,
Ooh.
you're paying attention to your dreams, right? That's number one. Write your dreams down. Also, journal, journal, journal. Talk to each other in journaling. Write love letters. Listen for love letters from him. Channeling. I'm teaching an automatic writing class in March 11th, FYI. So, a course on that.
And invite him in.
Invite him in. Let him know that you're there.
Yeah.
They they love to connect to us in water, in the shower, in the bath, because water is a really good conduit for spirit. Take a bath, relax, nurture your femininity. Ask him to come to you in your dreams. Tell him that uh, you're ready. Also, I have mine's voice on EVP, so you can play around with that. I have his voice.
Wow.
Yeah. So he is
Wow.
and it's very, very, very physical. So like you would allow him to court you and court him, that kind of thing. Just treat it like it's a 3D relationship, and then you'll bring that energy into um, your reality sooner or later. You do. The more you work at it, the more you bring it into this reality, and the more you heal because you feel that connection. It's just without this physical body. I
Yeah.
hope that, yeah. So,
Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. Good question, Amelia. Let's see. Who's next? Diane. Oh, hey, Diane. Long time no see you. She's saying, if we can ask questions, I want to ask you one. Why can't I get past a certain financial level? I don't know. No.
no
That's
matter what the
the,
varieties of healings I've tried,
yeah.
yeah,
And you know what it really, really comes down to? And it's really about mastery, guys, but it's really about what frequency you're vibrating at and how much you will allow. Abundance is an interesting thing, and money is a big thing. So here's what I teach my students: gratitude is huge. Being grateful for what you have right now is huge in opening up the abundance doorways. The flood of abundance is really sitting in gratitude for what you have now. There's something about there's something about being grateful right now. And literally, I'm so grateful for this computer I get to use, and the electricity and the internet, and being in that kind of space that really starts moving the universe to begin to create more of what you're appreciating. Gratitude and love are frequencies that are very, very similar. And in order to bring more of what you love and what you want in, you've got to be vibrating on that frequency, right? We're learning that everything is frequency, and frequency stems from the mind and the emotions. The mind tends to be the driver right now. And so really, Diane, start being grateful for everything you have. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Um like I got a little notice from something I did like 2 years ago. We've got $4.63 that we want to automatically deposit in your account. And at first my brain was like, "Oh, pfft." And then I went, "No, no, 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 no. Thank you, universe, for this surprise abundance." I had 2 clients within an hour, 2 clients scheduled with me that I hadn't heard from in I don't know, year. It was like, it's kind of how it works. And so, Diane, try that. Try really being grateful for what you have, being aware that you need more, but don't focus on the needing more. Focus on the having now and see if that doesn't help.
yeah,
See if that doesn't help. The healings and stuff, sometimes, depending on what you're doing, but a lot of times, if we're staying focused on healing the problem, we're staying focused on the problem. Get your mind off the problem. Get your mind off of needing more money. Get your mind off of the money. Get your mind off of, I need more money. It's grabbing at it. It's desperation. It's a lower frequency. Get your mind on, thank you. I have it now. I have so much right now, and I'm so grateful for it. I love it. I love it all. I love it all. And see if that doesn't shift for you. because I find that it works really, really well with myself and with everybody that I work with. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for everything I have. Thank you for everything I am. Thank you for me. Thank you for you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And see if that doesn't shift you. And really give yourself permission to move into the energy of the gratefulness too, right? Do a little bit of time in your meditations with your hands over your heart. Just thank you, not for any particular thing, just thank you. Thank you. Connect with God. Thank you, God. Thank you, angels. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, masters. Thank you, air. Thank you, water. Really get into it and just really feel that energy, and it will open up that flow big time for you. So I hope that helps you. You're not getting a card. Yeah,
And
you will. I'll give you
Diane, I if I could add something. Oh, you wanna
one.
pull a card too? Okay.
Yep, you just have a karmic release. It's karmic release, healing the lineage boundaries. What I got really strong is you've done the work. Now get into the gratefulness, into the gratitude energy. Love, love, gratitude. Love and thank you. Love and thank you. Go ahead, Sharon. Sorry.
Oh, that's it. No, no, no apologies necessary. One thing that helped me a lot with my business and moving things forward for me, because I felt like I had hit a ceiling there for a while, was I worked with Damon Brand's 72 Angels of Alchemy manifestation book. His Damon Brand has some really good stuff, and but you have to be dedicated with it. If anyone here hasn't heard of Damon Brand, I highly recommend checking it out for anything financial. There's a little book called the Magical Cash Book that will does work and bring you money in when you want it quickly, kind of thing. But you have to be dedicated, and you work with these spirits that are dedicated to this kind of thing. Um, there's a book, yeah, 72 Angels of Alchemy, I believe is what it's called. Yeah, he's got lots of books, but it helped me move through that ceiling. I was working with the angel Azrael, and I ended up getting her voice on EVP, by the way. And I was working with Azrael for, I believe it was 2 or 3 weeks, where I did my ritual with her every day, and it put me through that ceiling. And I know it works. So, and what Michelle was saying, gratitude, just like putting the cart before the horse, instead of focusing on the money, focus on the healing and the and gratitude does do that. It puts us in another frequency. It's just amazing how much we have around us that we forget to be grateful for.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
because
it
we just
feels
kind of take
so
it for
good.
granted.
Yeah, it feels so good when you get in that gratitude energy and just are grateful right where you're at. Just like, it's like you just melt into your life. You melt into your presence. You melt into the beauty that's all around you. And
Hmm.
it's gorgeous. And Ricky is coming in right after Diane with the same exact thing. So Ricky, all that we're telling Diane, that's for you too, sweetheart. Everything that we're talking about, it's so important. It never fails to shift
Yes,
my energy when we do that. And I wrote down it's Damon Brand.
Damon Brand, DamonBrand. I have about 4 or 5 of his books, and they're amazing. The Words of Power is a really good one. Um, I have 72 Angels of Alchemy. Um and magic. I used to, when I was doing classes in person, I would buy a whole bunch of those magical cash books and hand them out to people because they're because they're so amazing. They work. Yeah.
I remember
Um,
there was a book too from, gosh, from like the 70s. It was called The Abundance Book, and it sounds like it was very similar to what you're talking about, to where you every single day you have to do work, you have to make connection. It works. It works
yeah.
if
This
you work
is
it.
the magical cash book is about is talks about working with a spirit called Natika, and and having that dedication where you make a notebook and you put the sigil on the notebook and work with Natika every day, and
And who
it
is
works.
Natika? She an
Th-
angel?
Yes, yeah,
Hmm.
somewhat. Yeah,
Somewhat.
you got to read the book. Got to read the book. It's been a long time since I used that book.
She sounds like an African voodoo spirit.
No, that wasn't the energy I got. Actually, Natika appeared to me in an out of body after I was work. It felt like I saw Natika as male energy, not female. In
Oh, interesting. I feel it
in my
female.
well, it can be whoever, of course. It was probably both. But it was some he in my out of body experience when I was working with him appeared to me, and he had this wizard kind of energy.
Oh, interesting. Cool.
Yeah, that's cool stuff.
Uh,
Okay. You're welcome, Karen. Where are we at? 5:30? I guess we can do one more, maybe? Let's
Shall we
see here.
do one more? I got a hungry little 9-year-old.
Yeah. Haley, I don't put myself aside. Thank you. Is that okay? Good.
Yeah, I think that's a response. I don't put myself aside. Good job.
Good, good. Okay. Um,
You know
Amelia.
what? Amelia's been on here and waiting for a while. Can we choose her? I
Yeah.
know Laura. I'm sorry, Laura, I'm jumping over you, but Amelia's been.
I think we did Laura. Oh, no, we didn't. Oh, no, I answered Amelia's question, but I didn't give her a card and pull a card for her.
Oh, well,
Was
let's take
Wasn't that
care of
your
them.
question, Amelia? I think so. Yeah, that was Amelia's question about the twin flame.
Oh, okay. Hello. And
Okay,
we
so
just
I'll
want
do
to.
let me pull a card for Laura, and then you can pull a card for Amelia. How's that?
All right.
Okay. Because I think Laura's next. Okay. Hmm. For Laura.
Yeah, for those of you that have just gotten on, we apologize that we can't get to you. We are here every Thursday at 4. And for the readings, it's first come, first serve. So if you're here when we're talking and doing our teachings, and here, then you'll be in line first. So
Manifestation.
ooh.
Can you see that? Manifestation.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is the mystical journey cards. 10. Number 10. The divination is we are all creative beings and we all have the power to manifest beauty in this world. By doing this, we heal ourselves and others simply through the act of creation. When you share your gifts with others, you make it easier for them to shine their light and share their talents as well. Trust in the abundance of this earth. Huh? We were just talking about that, weren't we? So this may be for you too, Laura. For there is truly enough for everyone. We just need to believe it is so. And that's a good point right there because we forget. We are so programmed with the opposite of abundance, with scarcity. We are programmed, and there's no such thing. It's our program. Yes. You've always felt a gentle pull towards creating something bigger than yourself, and it's time to make that feeling conscious. You can start this journey right now. Visualize your ideal life, what you would be wearing, and what you are eating, discussing, or participating in. Visualize where you want to be in 5 years' time. What actions can you take to manifest that vision? Imagine your mind is magnetically charged as your thoughts flow. They are charged positively or negatively, depending on the nature of each thought. If you focus consistently on the optimistic future, your thoughts and actions will begin to align. And you have to think of it as now, in the now. Because if we're always thinking about it in the future, guess what? It's always in the future. So you got to think of it in the now. So your action plan, start planning your 5-year dream with a vision board, which is a powerful tool for attracting your desires. And we all know this stuff, right? So if there's something you want to manifest, Laura, this is a confirmation for you to get organized with it maybe and have some type of a plan. Because I think that I feel, and I know this for myself and working with people, that we want to manifest things. We want this, we want that, but we don't actually have a plan on how to get there. So having that plan, bringing that plan that we have in our head down, down on paper, brings it into the physical
Mhm.
reality, brings it out of the ethers because we already have it in the ethers, or we wouldn't even be thinking about it. So we've created it in the ethers. So we're bringing it down now into the slower vibrational realm and having that down and focusing on that goal
Yeah,
is the best way to be able to bring that to fruition. Create it.
yeah.
Write your own book. Don't let the world write it for you.
And that's where vision boards are so powerful too.
Yeah,
You know, it's like a first step of putting it into physical
and they're fun.
creation.
And they're fun.
And we're natural creators. It's our divine presence is we are creators who have
Right.
forgotten how to create, you know. And
Hope that
we're
helps.
so in the future focused, you know, with programming like you're talking, Sharon.
We
You know,
are.
everything is about getting that out there. Marketing, you know, has really got our focus on, oh, there's not enough here, but I got to get that. I got to get that. And I got to get that. And we need to bring it back to the present. So
Yeah.
we were gonna do Amelia, and also, you know what? Laura has been here
We just
watching
did
from.
Laura.
I mean, Lisa.
Oh,
Lisa has been here. Can we pull her a card too?
sure.
'Cause she was here at the very, very beginning, and I feel bad because she's like, "Oh, I was here," and she was working. So, and then I'll pull Amelia a card. Amelia, darling, I hope you're listening still. So sorry. It's you're not the last. You're the greatest. So we saved the best for last. And this card that I'm getting for you, Amelia, is it's called the Gaia Gateway Activation. It's about learning experiences, wisdom transmission, and earth intelligence. So, what this card is about, Amelia, is you have a lot of wisdom within you. You have a lot of sacred teachings within you. You are kind of what would be considered an old soul. And this is bringing back into your awareness that you have so much within you and to be able to give yourself permission to turn within for your answers and to really listen to that intuition that you have. I get the feeling that there's like a depth to you that you've not yet sunk into. And taking the time for some meditation where you really sink into yourself. It's so interesting because it's almost like this card, it's almost like I see this, what is on this card, like within you. And it's like I almost want to ask you to just lay back and float in this pool of you-ness and just sink into yourself. I know that might sound a little bit cuckoo, but do it through meditation and let yourself find God to experience, not even find, to experience this depth of you-ness. And, you know, generally it's done by meditation, but a lot of people think meditation is, you know, chanting or something like that. It's really about just sinking into yourself and listening to what's going on in there. If you have questions, it's feeling almost a little bit shamanistic, where you just move into that inner space within you. You are so powerful and so strong and so wise, and you've only touched the tip of it. And it's like, go deeper because it's in there and you know, and you've got power. It's like there's this ooh inside of you. I'm just like going, whoa. Sink into it and let yourself be your guide. And I want to share this with you again. It's like there's something about this picture, and
Beautiful.
it's not even, you don't have to connect to anything else, just you. Just you. You're so amazing. I want to know you. Who are you, Amelia Wang? And I hope that helps you. And also know, you know, that Sharon and I are available. You know, if you need to get a hold of us, make a comment in the dealio below or anything like that, and you know, stay in touch with us. That's what we're here for. Here's my website too. I'm sticking it up there.
So, Amelia, you say you're in Portland. My courses are online, actually, most of them. I do have some events in Beaverton, but yeah,
And
that's cool.
you yes, Amelia, yes, I am an old soul. Oh my gosh, girl.
Yeah,
Girl,
totally.
I just got a touch of it like just in my heart. Oh wow. So cool.
Okay, so
So
Diane is asking for the name of the books again. The author is Damon, Damon, Brand, Brand, and the book that I worked with the most was the 72 Angels of Alchemy, I believe is what it's called, uh, and the Magical Cash book. Um, if you want emergency money, that's what that book's for. Emergency money. Um,
of
isn't that funny?
who
Yeah, it
who
works.
doesn't need a little emergency money?
I know, right?
So Lisa, yeah, Lisa, we want to pull a card. Do you want to do it, Sharon, or
Sure,
do you want me to?
sure. Lisa. Okay, I can pull a card.
Yeah, she's been here since the beginning, watching from work.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
For Lisa.
So Lisa, we're coming after you, sister girl.
Okay, this one is inner child.
Ooh,
Inner child. Isn't that pretty? Number 8 for infinity.
abundance, infinity, all the good stuff for Lisa.
The image of the inner child card depicts a child reaching up to commune with a giant cosmic serpent. The snake represents a time of transformation and a readiness to finally heal the wounded child within, while the jellyfish symbolize the ability
Mm,
to trust your own emotions and follow your heart. This is the card of self acceptance. You are ready to embrace and acknowledge your inner child, that part of you that is still delighted by the world, the person you were before disappointment and setbacks hardened your heart, perhaps made you a little cynical. No, that never happens. Childhood heartache triggered the wounding process, and this is where you created certain beliefs to help you cope with a life that was less than perfect. These beliefs can manifest as low self esteem, feeling unlovable, approval seeking behaviors, and inability to say no. So what your inner child needs is self care and love. And I would imagine that a lot of people that are here have done inner child work already. Um, I feel that it never is, and I know this for myself, and also people I work with, that our inner child work is never over. It's never done.
yeah.
Yeah, because I've heard people say, "Well, I already did that. I already worked on my inner child." Well, yeah. If we still have stuff that we're dealing with grief, with sadness, pain, that kind of thing, maybe we want to revisit it. And of
Next
course,
level,
yeah,
next
totally.
layer. Yeah.
So, action is now is a good time to set boundaries with people who you feel are taking advantage of your good nature. When you choose this card, give yourself permission to say no to something that you really do not want to do. So, hopefully that resonates. That's a beautiful card. Yeah. So it's about transformation and healing that
Yeah.
part of you, right? That needs to should feel safe. Doesn't feel safe, doesn't feel loved, doesn't feel worthy, but safe I think is a really big deal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what I was getting was protect that little girl within you so that she can express her joy and her sweetness and her innocence.
Yes.
Because there is that aspect of you, and really that joy of that child within is part of how we manifest joyful things, but also manifest, period, is that inner child is part of our manifestation magic. And so it's so wonderful that that little one needs to feel protected and loved and able to express herself in this instance, or even his self,
Mhm.
or they
Mhm.
self, or their self, or however all that works. I'm confused on all
The
that.
child self.
The
The
child
child
self, the
self.
wee bairn, the wee
Yeah,
bairn.
the
Yeah,
child self. All right.
so
Well, I gotta
good.
gotta sign off here.
Yep. And just to everybody who's listening, if you come this far, please know with these readings that if any of these things resonate with you, it is for you. Okay. Because I know that sometimes people are like, oh, it's for somebody else. But no, if it resonates with you, it's for you. We're all one. And so
Yes.
anything that came through, no matter who asked the question, the answer or the subject resonates with you, please take that as a gift from God to you too.
Good point. Good point.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's always like that with group readings. There's something
Mhm.
in each reading that will resonate with more than one person for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Awesome, beautiful angels. We love you so much. Sharon, thank you so much for just putting up with my ass.
Oh, and vice versa. Oh, you know what? I just had an idea. Maybe next time the audience can do readings for us.
Hey, bring your cards, folks.
Bring your cards and do a reading for the people here. Yeah. Ooh, I
That's
love
cute.
that. I
That's
love that idea.
cute. I love that. Ooh. Come on, guys, bring it. We love
Yes.
you so much. We're so grateful for you guys and we look forward every week to being here with you. Thank you. All right, guys.
Thank you, everyone.
And thank you, RevNed, for being here. He's our silent partner over here.
Thank you. Yeah, he says, "Love and tranquility to all." Same to you. Mwah.
Oh, he's so
Love
sweet.
you.
We
Yeah.
love you guys.
Thanks,
Stay
Justin.
sparkly.